This is Morning Motivation for Educators on the Bee Podcast Network. Learn about all the shows at beepodcastnetwork.com. You'll hear from a variety of formal and informal educators who help put this podcast together. If you'd like to contribute your voice to this show, please go to morningmotivationedu.com to apply.
Welcome to Morning Motivation for Educators. I'm Danielle Nuhfer, a former teacher who knows firsthand how exhausting and overwhelming this work can be. After 20 years in the classroom and 2 bouts of burnout, I found tools to help teachers not just survive, but thrive. I created Teaching Well to help educators like you manage stress, find balance, and reconnect with the passion that brought you to teaching. This podcast is your space to breathe, reflect, and take those small steps toward feeling more grounded and fulfilled. Your well-being is crucial to your school's success, and I'm here to support you. Often when we're swamped in the urgency of school, our instincts might freeze us. We end up sometimes reacting to situations and even certain students, sometimes counterproductively, rather than thoughtfully responding. And this is something that happens over and over to teachers everywhere, and actually to human beings everywhere. So what I'd like to offer you this week are 7 steps that you can take if you feel like you're kind of in a self-care emergency. And I know that we're at the beginning of most of our school years, so you might not feel like this is an emergency now. But I would offer you to start paying attention to these 7 things so that you don't need to rescue yourself from an emergency. But if you're already feeling like overwhelmed and you're reacting instead of responding and you're just really not feeling like this year is starting off on the right note or the right foot, however you want to say it, I want to offer you these 7 things to start paying attention to. And don't worry, you only have to pay attention to one of them at a time. So I'll talk more about that. But again, these are 7 things that you might want to start paying attention to so that you can avoid having that self-care, white knuckling it until the next holiday or weekend. And if you already feel like you're a little bit wavered, or you're not starting off on like a really strong foot and you're feeling a little bit, already worse for wear, I would recommend you start to paying attention to one of these 7 things. So here we go. Number 1, sleep. Really, really focus on how can you get more sleep. We might think that we need to do so much at home and grade things at home and take things home. How can you get more quality sleep? Ask. Number 2, ask for help and make some requests just for this week. How can you ask for a little bit more help? I know that as teachers, we take on so much, but is there something that you can ask for help with? Maybe it is a service. Maybe it is a partner doing a pickup. Maybe it is a coworker, picking up your mail from your mailbox instead of you running down during your planning. Can you ask for help with one thing that might really seem insignificant but could be truly beneficial? 3, move. And I mean more than I know we're running around as educators and we're doing all these things and our job is very physical or can be very physical. I mean move for 20 minutes before or after your school day outside somewhere that's safe for you, that's just a way to decompress, preferably outside. Like, this is a really great opportunity to just get outside regardless of the weather and take 20 minutes before or after school just to get into the right headspace or clear your mind. So really move for you in a way that feels comfortable for you. Number 4, track your exhaustion. So just pay attention, track it, somehow write it down. Where are you feeling the most tired? Is it Does it feel like it's all day, or is it just certain times of your day? Number 5, it sounds so silly, but breathe. Practice breathing more. So many of us, including myself, do not always breathe in the most effective manner, and it ends up making us feel very stressed because our breath is very shallow. Can you put reminders around your classroom to breathe? Can you set a little alarm on your phone to vibrate to breathe? Can you put, I used to put a sign behind on my bulletin board in the back of the room so I could see it when I was teaching to remind myself to breathe. Number 6, befriend. Throughout your day when you're making choices, consider what you would tell a friend. So often we are consistently berating ourselves, not expecting, or we're expecting perfection where we would not expect perfection from others. How can we befriend ourselves in our day-to-day lives? Spend doing something to befriend yourself. That could be maybe reading a little bit before bed. Get off of social media, put that down. Do something that actually nourishes you, that you would recommend to a friend, instead of, just continually depleting your reserves. And number 7, extend. Do one thing to extend your self-care throughout the week. Maybe it's to make a doctor appointment. That's one thing that I need to do. Making a doctor appointment for a later date. Making a dentist appointment. What have you been putting? Go to the grocery store. Buy some food that you can prepare for yourself instead of grabbing things on the go. So extend into the coming weeks something that is going to be a source of self-care. So those are 7 places that if you're feeling like this year is not starting off the way that you'd like it to, or you feel like it's okay, but it could be better, are really places to consider starting. So sleep, ask, move, track, breathe, befriend, and extend. So this week, explore the self-care steps and see if you can commit to just one. And as always, I'd love to hear your experiences and any insights you might have. Wishing you a great week of self-care. Thanks for joining me today. If you're ready to dive deeper into your own well-being, check out my book, The Path of the Mindful Teacher, or join the monthly Teaching Well mindfulness sessions to connect and recharge. Find links for these and other ways we can work together at teachingwell.life or in the show notes. Remember, caring for yourself is the best way to care for your students.
Thanks for listening. And whatever role you have in education, we have a podcast for you at bpodcastnetwork.com. Who among your friends and colleagues needs to hear this message today? Please share it with them right now.